ABC News contributor, host at the Law and Crime Network, Bryan Kohberger, for more on this. Bryan, this surviving roommate has never spoken publicly about what she witnessed. She initially tried to fight this subpoena. So how surprising is it to hear that she now is agreeing to do this interview with the accused killer's lawyers?
I would say somewhat surprising. And the reason why I say that is because they've somewhat found a middle ground to interview her but not have her under oath or having a court reporter take down what's being said. So it begs the question, are you asking her questions for more investigatory purposes, or are these statements that you could directly use in a preliminary hearing or trial to try to beat the hearing or ultimately the trial?
Now, the defense is saying that she could have what they call exculpatory information. Any sense of what that might be?
None. I mean, what we've heard so far is that she did not hear or see anything. But maybe it's the lack of information that helps the defense. But exculpatory really means I can prove my client's innocence.
Right. That feels like that has a higher bar than that.
Yeah. So it's not just, well, this could help an argument here or there. It's no, I can show that this wasn't Bryan Kohberger. But Bethany Funk is not the one who identified or gave identifying features of him, so it's more question marks than answers.
Now, the prosecution requested and is being granted the ability to add new prosecutors to their team. What do you make of that?
A homicide case is a lot of work. A quadruple homicide case is literally 4 times more. And then the way they found the suspects makes it that much more difficult. What I anticipate is that every prosecutor will probably specialize in one area of the trial. And they're adding more because there's so many facets to this case that they just need more people to hold more of the burden.
What are the next steps in this case?
Preliminary hearing coming up in June. The preliminary hearing is where they're going to see if the judge approves the prosecution's case to go towards trial. They have to prove the case by what's called a preponderance of the evidence. The easier way to say is more likely than not, or by 51%. And so it's a strategic move that the prosecution will only put on just enough evidence, not to play their whole hand, but to still reach that burden. And the defense will try to do the same. But with this exculpatory information, the question becomes, is the defense looking to win this case early in the preliminary hearing? Or are they just trying to find different avenues to maneuver for the ultimate trial?
So what would determine what the judge or what would end this trial now?
If the defense can prove that it wasn't Bryan Kohberger, because there is no issue as to whether or not 4 people were murdered. The only issue in the preliminary hearing is the identification of the suspect. And so as a defense attorney, either you're going to play your biggest card and say, hey, I can win this right off the bat. I can get this case dismissed before the preliminary hearing is won by the prosecution, or I can withhold my cards and try to win at the trial because it's a very low burden to win in the preliminary hearing. It's literally just, is there a 51% chance that Bryan Kohberger did this? And 9 times out of 10, prosecutors win. So you either play your biggest card or you save it for the trial.
Because the bar there is easier for the defense because they just have to prove reasonable doubt.
Preponderance of the evidence much lower than beyond a reasonable doubt. So play your card at the trial. If you think you can definitely win, preliminary hearing, often a little harder.
All right, Bryan Kohberger, great to have you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.